yeah, Grenada, Carriacopini, Montego, and the rest of the world. I'd like to officially welcome you to another Mikey Life program, people. This is where it all happens. We are talking about the good. We are talking about the bad. And we are also talking about the Mikey. It is always good. It feels good to be back to tell you all that's making the news in Grenada. All that's making the news in Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda. We'll tell you what's happening in the Caribbean. Now, this is news discussed, not told. People, I want to welcome the people viewing on Facebook. I remember housekeeping matters. Always share the business, no man. You see, when I always share the business, that's how other people get to know that we on the business. So share the business as well. Those of you who are on YouTube, we welcome you. And as well, we are joined by the folks on WPG10, that's cable TV channels 10 and 11. We are happy to have you with us. If you're viewing via WPG10, feel free to send me a text message. I'll see if I can give you some credit. All right. I also owe some people on the program from last night some ice cream. We'll fix that up, that small thing. Anyway, folks, let's talk about what's making the headlines. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Hear that now? The Royal Grenada Police Force, they are warning against drunken driving. In fact, they are now implementing breathalyzer tests and things like that. You know, put in breathalyzer, they test your breath and thing. And if it's over a certain amount, you would have committed an offense. And you get yourself in trouble for that. Understand? Yeah, boy. So they were talking about that on the radio today. We'll talk more about that as well. More concerns raised about the backlog of cases in the court. We'll talk about that. Leah travel advisory. There have been some cancellation of flights that we need to tell you guys about. All right. And then 9-member Carifta team announced a birth control pill for men has passed initial human safety tests. Soon, probably, you would see it at your supermarkets. You never know. We'll talk about that in a moment. And inspector charged with abducting, raping, and imprisoning a teen mom in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, several police officers got themselves in trouble for this young girl. We'll tell you more about it. And a video has gone viral on social media showing a police officer punching a suspect in the face in St. Lucia while that suspect was in handcuffs. We will talk about that. We will show you some footage as well when we come back. Folks, when you hear we return, it's real news in Olilili Lolo. We want to remind you that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International. So when we come back, in other words, when we return, play Smash Up.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Try to get fit for 2019? Then start your journey to fitness with Quartz. Buy any Marcy or Land Ranger gym equipment for $4.99 and over from now until March 31st and enter for your chance to win your purchase free. Shop now and pay nothing until Easter 2019. Your journey to fitness begins with Quartz. Visit us today for your gym equipment and enter to win. Quartz, bringing value home.
On Saturday, 6 April, the National Stadium comes alive with the grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. Mark Western Stars. And from 9 p.m., defending champion St. Patrick Crown City Strikers versus St. John Dolphins. Experience pure football, pure class. Then after the games, we move stateside for the top 3 artists in the International Groovy Monarch from Trinidad. Groovy King Swappy from St. Lucia with his man, Teddy St. John, and the Grenadian Golden Boy, Vaughn. Also featuring the band Solid and Pappy Boy. Admission $25 main stand, $20 bleachers. The grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. Get into the game.
You always see that thing there? That thing go turn up, you know. We telling all you the thing go turn up. Alright? Okay, good. So again, we'd like to officially welcome everybody to tonight's program. Welcome to another Mikey Live program. Now, we start off by letting you know that the Prime Minister of Grenada, Keith Mitchell, has expressed confidence and optimism about the future of regional cricket with the election of a new president and vice president of the Cricket West Indies. Now, speaking on the popular cricket talk show Mason and Guest on Voice of Barbados, Dr. Mitchell reiterated his call for the modernization of the administration of cricket in the region. He is keenly anticipating the democratization of the governance of the Cricket West Indies and to see this filter down at all levels. Now, you were saying that it says no leader wants to interfere with the Cricket West Indies, but we want to see what is best for cricketers, what is best for the sports in the region. People need to feel that they are part of the process, and it is not just a few who are dictating the process. All right. So you see that he wants to see the thing democratized. Make it a better democracy. Have a and modernize everything too. So let's see how things go. There are new heads there, so you never know. And speaking of cricket, we've been telling you about the intersector cricket tournament happening here in Grenada, and games were played yesterday. Prisons versus Airport Authority. Airport Authority scored 134 all out in 15 overs, and Prisons scored 127 all out in 15 overs. And then we had La Luna versus CCS Strikers. La Luna 111 all out in 13.5 overs, and the CCS Strikers made 115 for 7 in 9.4 overs. Then we had Adrian Gabriel Construction versus Glenelg. Glenelg scored 187 for 3 in 15 overs, and Adrian Gabriel Construction made 74 all out in 12 overs. Okay, so we want to say congratulations to all the winners. All you here going on now, boy. In Grenada now, you find hold on. Oh, here's the story. We find now, boy, the fishermen around the island, they are complaining that they ain't catching fish. They ain't catching fish. Sending out their men on boats and stuff like that, and all they're doing is wasting gas. By the time they come back, no fish. You understand? Some of them are accusing outsiders of coming into Grenada's water and fishing, going on with all the fishes. However, that theory was dismissed by the Fisheries Minister, Minister Alvin Dabrio. He said that they did some checks and so on. They did investigation with the Coast Guard and other stakeholders and interviews and so on, and they have no reason to believe that that is the case. So if that's not the case, then there might just be a case somehow that's resulting in what we are seeing now, that there's no fish, according to some of the fishermen. Is it anything to do with the sargassum seaweed? Is it anything to do with tides? Is it anything to do with whatever? Yeah? We can't just sit down and, pointing. we have to at least come up with some sort of answers as to what is really going on. I even had one of my colleagues in Carrick, and Petit Matnik, who's also saying that they like them fish and them go on strike. Yeah, Sam. So it is something that we are going to continue to monitor to see what's going on with that. Now we're moving on. Now the Grenadians returns from the Amazon Shoot 2019 held in Suriname on the 23rd and 24th of March 2019. They say this was the IPSC sanctioned level 3 match. The match had over 71 competitors from Aruba, Barbados, Curacao, France, Grenada, Guyana, Netherlands, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States. They say Grenada placed 10th in the production division. The top 10 competitors in each division were posted on the IPSC's match result website. All right, so you all could check it out. You know, but they say the participation and placement in the top 10 position are significant milestones in the Grenada Gun and Rifle Association's development of the shooting sport here in Grenada, especially as we are the newest IPSC member to the sport within the region. All right, so that was some good. I mean, that was some bad at all. And I mean, so let's just congratulate them. We have posted that information as well on our website for persons who wants to check it out. Now, the Spicemas Corporation extends an invitation to all interested persons to attend their traditional and fancy mass judges workshop in preparation for Spicemas 2019. Now, these workshops will take place as follows. Traditional Mass, Saturday, March 30th, 2019. Fancy Mass, Saturday, April 6th, 2019. And what they're saying is that all workshops will take place at the Labocan Creative Arts Center, that's formerly Rooftop, Kirani James Boulevard, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, interested persons, please contact the Spicemas Corporation on telephone number 440-0621, or you can also email admin@spicemasgrenada.com. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force, they are warning persons that they are now going to be implementing and using breathalyzers on the streets. Now, the officers say that they have trained their personnel to operate some devices that they received. They will be testing for your blood alcohol levels. And if it is above the prescribed amount, you will be arrested. Your vehicle will be taken from you. You will be taken to court, and the judge will decide what happens to you. Penalties are stiff. All right. So, guys, they are warning that if they catch you, you'll be in serious problems. You can be fined and confined. The Royal Grenada Police Force said this is necessary, of course, due to the number of accidents that we have been seeing on the nation's roads. Some of them substance abuse like alcohol and so plays a part in these accidents. So in an effort to curb that situation here in Grenada, well, yeah, y'all go get all the breathalyzers, or go get all the breath tested and things like that. And see, watch all yourself. Yeah, I mean, so all look out for that. It's coming, and it may just be sooner than you think. Now, at least there's another Grenadian attorney at law who is continuing to lament the poor working conditions and the growing list of backlog of cases, which is affecting the courts of justice here in Grenada. You understand, folks? We have a report from our sister station, WPG10, speaking with Cadgington Hood about this.
But you have not provided enough courts for us to go to court. So I guess this delay. Look, I don't think I want Grenadians to understand what's happening, you know. Ordinary people can't have the matters determined at all, you know.
As attorney at law, Cadgington Hood prepares to go up against the government in the court of law. He says that one of the issues faced in the court system is a backlog of cases and poor working conditions. Pointing to the relatively new Parliament building, Hood says this appeared to be a key focus of the government instead of providing proper working conditions. He added that an ordinary citizen has to wait longer than anticipated before a hearing date is finalized.
Because the executive has built a multi-million-dollar facility for Parliament and has put no money into having courtrooms. What is happening in Grenada? So the plight of the ordinary person, the little claims that we have, have to wait forever before we could get a hearing. We are filing constitutional motions that we should get a date within 4 weeks, and we get in 3 months. We're filing for injunctions, we're not getting a hearing.
Hood made reference to government opening the court on a weekend to stop the union members from taking strike action for the 25% gratuity, and believes that the court is being used selfishly for government whims and fancies.
They got the court open on Saturday to get a hearing on Sunday for frivolous action because they wanted to shut up the union and tell the union they can't advise their clients to strike. That's what they raised, that's what they went to court for. For the court to tell union you can't tell workers to strike. And they opened the court on Saturday. Contrary to all the laws, they got the court open and stamped the matter on Saturday and got a hearing, got the judge to hear it on Sunday, and a couple of days afterwards they withdraw the matter. So they play in hopscotch. They have the power, they play in hopscotch. Ordinary people can't get a hearing. We could get a hearing when we want, Sunday, and then when we ready, say, don't bother, we don't want no hearing again.
Hood and his client, Rachel Roberts, believe that they have a good chance in the court of law. He claimed that her transfer is a removal for reorganization, which is catered for by Section 84(8) of the Constitution of Grenada, and are currently waiting until a date is finalized before the matter is heard.
Thank you very much, Rachel. All right, from our sister station at WPG 10. How are we looking for time? All you elderly beneficiaries of the seed program in Carriacou may soon be in for an increase in their monthly grants. I ain't making it up. Now, officials of the program, they are currently on the island involved in the data collection process of these individuals. Now, we have the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Delroy Louison, and he was there, and they have prepared this story for us.
Elderly residents on the Sister Isles, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, who are beneficiaries of the Support for Education, Empowerment and Development Program SEED, may soon be receiving an increase in their monthly grant payments. In July 2018, elderly SEED beneficiaries on mainland Grenada received an increase in their payments, now receiving $300 as opposed to the previous $200. Now, the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment has begun the process of having beneficiaries in Carriacou and Petite Martinique receive same. A team of 7 SEED field officers, including SEED Program Manager Leonora George Bookmeyer, traveled up to the islands on Monday and will spend the entire week assisting officers there in collecting much-needed information from beneficiaries. The SEED Program Manager provides an overview of the week-long mission.
The mandate of this mission is enshrined in the Government of Grenada's vision to create a just, inclusive, equitable and caring society for all. In this regard, we recognize that the elderly of Carriacou are disadvantaged at this time in that they are not receiving the additional $100 per household. As a result, we are here to recertify them and to provide administrative support for the SEED officer in Carriacou, Ms. Crampton, who cannot achieve this alone in a timely fashion.
Mrs. Bookmeyer assured the SEED officer for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Cheyenne Compton, that her team will do what is necessary to ensure her clients is taken care of.
The SEED unit is committed to supporting you in this effort as you reform your safety net programs and bring more benefits to your beneficiaries in Carriacou. Just be assured that we will be there to support you.
Thank you so much, Mistress Bookmeyer, for the support, and we hope to see you again next week.
You're most welcome.
There are currently 212 elderly beneficiaries in Carriacou and 71 in Petite Martinique. According to the SEED officials, the beneficiaries should see an adjustment in their payment within the first half of 2019. Reporting, I'm Delroy Loza.
All right, thank you very much, Delroy. Earlier, we're moving on. We've received Liat's notice, and we need to share that with you. Liat wishes to advise that due to operational reasons, several flights have been cancelled for Thursday, 28th March 2019. That is for tomorrow. These changes will affect the following flights: LI 374 from Barbados to St. Lucia, LI 375 from St. Lucia to Barbados, LI 337 from Barbados to Grenada, LI 338 from Grenada to Barbados, LI 769 from Barbados to St. Vincent, LI 770 from St. Vincent to Barbados. Now, affected passengers will be moved to other flights at no charge. Please contact the reservations call center or your travel agent for more information. Now, they are saying that passengers can check your bookings at liat.com or by contacting the reservation call center, right? Now, to call toll-free from destinations within the Caribbean, it is 1-888-844-5428. To call Antigua from other countries, 1-268-480-5601. To call Barbados, 1-246-434-5428. And you'll have to be guided accordingly. And that's a message from Liat. Earlier, we're moving on. Now, following the hosting of the 2019 National Athletic Championship on Saturday, 9th March 2019 at the Kiani James Athletic Stadium, the Grenada Athletic Association, the GAA, said that they are pleased to announce that a 9-member team was selected for the 48th Flo Carifta Games set for the Cayman Islands from April 19th to April 22nd, 2019. The names are as follows. For the under-17 female, we have Jamora Alves and Serena Richards. Under-17 male, Cameron Thomas and Nazio John. For the under-20 female, Kelsey Morel, Jonah Thomas. And for the under-20 male, Johan Jeremiah, Himon Joseph, and DeAndre Collins. All right, now the team will be accompanied by Mr. Paul Phillip as the team manager or head coach, and Miss Carol Evans as team coach. Now the delegation will depart Grenada on Wednesday, 17 April, which is a few weeks from now, and is scheduled to return on Tuesday, 23rd April 2019. Now, at the 2018 Carifta Games, Grenada was represented by a 12-member team, and Kelsey Morel secured 1 silver medal. Grenada hosted the games in 2000 and 2016. Now, on the political side of things, you hear a lot of people asking and wants to know when will be the NDC's General Council. Now, there are people on the radio and so on asking, and there have been a lot of speculations about that. Now, while NDC's Randall Robertson remains tight-lipped about the party's General Council, according to sources, it will be held on Sunday, 31st March in an area outside of St. George's. We join our sister station WPG for this update.
Randall Robinson, who was reticent about the location and date of the NDC's General Council, says the party is very well aware of the number of days left in the month, but he can assure that members know that the General Council will be happening. Despite Robinson's efforts to remain discreet about the event, reputable sources within the NDC confirm that the party's General Council is scheduled for Sunday, 31st March in an area outside of St. George. Upon further probing, WPG-10 was informed that Sunday's meeting will be strictly indoors, meaning only internal matters will be discussed.
There we will be presenting some of our plans for how we need to restructure the party and so on. What are those things that we think we need to do? what are the things that we think we ought not to be doing.
Another internal source who declined to disclose the location said that as part of building the organization, it was decided to go to a constituency that they have not visited in a while. The party insists that they will continue to speak out on issues affecting the Grenadian people, and despite not yet having an official political leader, they will continue to lend their support to those affected by the Keith Mitchell-led administration.
We have not been quiet, and we continue to lend our voice to the issues. We continue to support all those who are under threat by this administration, and by that we mean all of the public servants and teachers and everybody else who finds themselves at odds with this.
WPG-10 reached out to interim party leader Joseph Andel to get further insight into the upcoming meeting of the General Council, his leadership, and the postponement of the party's convention, but efforts proved futile. Reporting for Primetime Caribbean, I am Donella Hostin.
Thank you very much, all right? And folks, we're moving on. Hear this one now, boy. Hear this one. We just want to briefly go by Theresa to come back. Now, British Prime Minister Theresa May has promised Tory MPs that she will not stay on as Prime Minister once the country has left the EU. May has been Britain's leader since 2016. Now, the vow to quit was made to persuade lawmakers to support her EU exit deal. Now, the Prime Minister said that she knew that Tory MPs did not want her to lead the next phase of the Brexit negotiations. She did not name a departure date at a packed meeting of the 1922 committee. May told the 300 or so Tory MPs at the meeting that we need to get the deal through and deliver Brexit. She, however, didn't set a departure date. Olia, here that might be some good news for both men and women. Hear that one, boy, hear that piece. A birth control pill for men has passed the initial human safety test. Experts at a leading medical conference have heard. Now, here's what. The one a day pill contains hormones designed to stop sperm production. Now, it will be a welcome addition to condoms or vasectomies, the only option currently available to men. But doctors at the Endocrine Society's annual meeting were told it could still take a decade to bring it into the market. There were questions about the sex drive. Now, the female pill was launched in the UK more than 50 years ago. So why is a male pill proving to be so difficult? Now, some are saying that there have been less societal and commercial will to get a male pill off the ground, but opinion polls suggest that many men would consider taking it if a pill did become available. Now, whether women would trust men to reliably take this pill is another issue. A UK survey conducted found that 70 out of 134 women would worry that their male partner would forget to take a pill. Biologically, the challenge of creating a hormone-based pill for men is making sure that it doesn't blunt sex drive or reduce erections. All right. So unlike for the women, there's a little challenge where men is concerned. And if there is a challenge that women is not going to trust men to take the pill, you know, saying that they believe that these men will forget, I know we have a steep hill to climb. But anyway, the experts are working on this. And before you know it, Ezran, before you know it, the Larry's place mash up. You understand? Or the place might mash up just now. Let's keep our fingers crossed about it. Well, fine. Although like the program, no man. Or it is like the thing, no man. All right. Oh boy. I never hear that yet. All right, folks. Let's go again. What else do we have to tell you? We have a thing to tell you about too. Olia. Let's take a trip to Trinidad, boy. Dread case we've been following up on, a police inspector has been charged with rape, abduction, and false imprisonment of a 16-year-old mother. Alright? Now, in turn, the teenager has also been charged with larceny of the senior officer's firearm, ammunition, wallet, and gold chain. Now, this happened in Trinidad Bay. Now, the charges were laid on Wednesday on the inspector following instructions from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Now, the senior officer has 35 years service and was on pre-retirement leave. Now, he was arrested last week as an investigation began when the inspector reported that his police-issued firearm, loaded with 14 rounds of ammunition, wallet, and gold chain, was stolen. Now, the senior officer alleged that the 16-year-old girl stole the items from his home in Sangre Grande on the 15th of March. Now, the girl was detained, and in a statement, she allegedly told police that she was taken in by the inspector's house. She was taken into his house, all right, against her will. She allegedly stated that on the evening, she was at the Eastern Main Road, Sangre Grande, all right, in the vicinity of Royal Castle, when an unmarked vehicle pulled up next to her. She allegedly said that there were 2 police officers, the inspector and an acting corporal, in the vehicle, and one of them showed her their badge and then ordered her to sit in the vehicle. That's a key word there. Ordered her to sit in the vehicle. No, the girl said that she got into the vehicle, and minutes later, another police officer, a constable, emerged from a food outlet and also sat in the car. They all went to the police inspector's house, where the inspector, the acting corporal, and the other allegedly sexually assaulted her against her will. The third police officer, a constable, was also in the house. They said that she later left the house and allegedly stole the inspector's firearm and ammunition, gold chain, and wallet. Now, the 55-year-old inspector claimed that he left the 2 junior police officers and the girl in the ground floor of his house, and he went into the bedroom on the upper floor. All right. He claimed that he placed the items beneath his pillow, but when he awoke less than half an hour later, the items were missing. The 2 other officers and the woman were also gone. A report was later made to the officers of the Sangre Grande police station, and the inspector was detained days later. The victim was also taken into custody and handed over to officers of the Child Protection Unit. The 3 police officers appeared on an identification parade on Monday. All right, the constable was released without charge. The inspector, acting corporal, and the 16-year-old girl are expected to appear separately before a magistrate on Friday. I never see things so yet. I want to know how come you knock out for half an hour. What happened to you? I know, man does play commando and thing. You know what I mean? I ain't making it up. All ladies maybe know, they could tell all the city movies to one. Man does play commando and Chuck Norris. And then anyway, I really that talk there. Now, audio. Let's take it to St. Lucia. Alright? We're taking it to St. Lucia. Law enforcement officials are investigating the circumstances surrounding an incident in the city center where a suspect was punched by an officer. Now, a video is now making the rounds on social media. According to reports, it has created a firestorm of public opinion on whether the officer's actions were reasonable in the situation. You understand, folks? And please take note that we are not talking about a situation in Grenada. We are talking about... Wait on me, how you busy so? We're not talking about a situation that happened in Grenada. Eh? This situation happened in St. Lucia. Yo, take a look at this.
Not since the Grosile minibus driver story, with its allegations of a driver threatening to plunge his bus into the Castries harbour, as a local video spread across social media platforms in such quick time, spawning memes and spirited exchanges like this week's incident in which a police officer punched a suspect in an attempt to subdue him. The incident took place in the city centre on Tuesday. The first video to make the social media rounds showed just a few seconds leading up to the now viral sucker punch. An extended version, 1 minute and 53 seconds to be precise, emerged soon after, and it included a backstory, as written by someone who said she had been at the center of the incident, and she alleged that the man at the receiving end of that punch was belligerent and badly behaved, leading up to the blow that would take him down. In the video, officers can be seen wrestling with the man as they attempt to restrain him. Once in handcuffs, one officer started leading the suspect away, holding on to his right arm. A few seconds later comes the officer's swift, solid right-hand punch to the suspect's face. Some bystanders allege that the suspect tried to kick the officer as he was being led away, while others say that simply is not true. Police confirmed to News Force on Wednesday that they are, quote, looking into the matter, and they are doing so from both angles, officer and suspect, before taking the next step. Alison Kentish, HDS News Force.
What you're telling me? U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday called on Russia to pull its troops from Venezuela and warned that all options were open to make that happen. He says that Russia has to get out. Now, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office, where he met with Fabiana Rosales, the wife of Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido. Now, 2 Russian Air Force planes landed outside Caracas on Saturday, carrying nearly 100 Russian troops. Now, the U.S. government believes that the troops include special forces and cybersecurity personnel. Asked how he would make Russia forces leave, Trump said, "We'll see. All options are open." Trump and the Vice President Mike Pence met with Rosales to express support for her husband, who invoked the Constitution to assume the interim presidency in January, saying President Nicolas Maduro's re-election was not legitimate. Now, the United States view Russia's arrival of military planes this week as an unwelcome provocation, Pence told reporters. Now, they said that we call on Russia today to cease all support of the Maduro regime and stand with Juan Guaido and stand with the nation across across this hemisphere and across the world until freedom is restored. Those were comments from Mike Pence. Find out one kind of funny boy. Anyway, we going on. How we looking for time? Huh? Are we looking for time? About 10 minutes, man. We looking good? All right. Let me see what else I have to tell you. A piece of paper here. You know, these days, the paper does work good. You understand? I was telling earlier about the Beaton New Testament Church. They're inviting persons to Beaton Bazaar. It's happening at the Beaton Church grounds on March 30th, 2019. Breakfast from 7 a.m. and it goes until 11. Provisional saltfish, bacon, fish cake, tanya log, and cocoa tea for $10. And then the luncheon is from 12. It goes until 5. You get oil down, pilau, pig food sauce, chicken and chips, and all kind of thing like that for $20. And they say they have in bouncing castle and video arcade and the whole works. All right, so they are inviting you guys to be a part of that. All right, I see that. Hold on, man. I see that we have some new viewers to the program. I want to say hello to you guys. I see there are some people who are texting me saying that they're here watching the program for the first time. So so all the new people on the program, blessings to you. All right, guys, we are moving on. Let me see what else we have here. Yes, okay, good. All right, folks, so here's what I want to take a quick break, and when we come back, well, you know how we does do it when we come back. All right, so brace yourself, give us our 2 minutes.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Bruv. Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel. On Saturday, 6 April, the National Stadium comes alive with the grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. St. Andrew Big Parish Stores versus St. Mark Western Stores. And from 9 p.m., defending champion St. Patrick Crown City Strikers versus St. John Dolphins. Experience pure football, pure class. Then after the games, we move stateside for the top 3 artists in the International Groovy Monarch from Trinidad. Groovy King Swampy from St. Lucia with his man, Teddy St. John. And the Grenadian Golden Boy, Vaughn. Also featuring the band Solid and Pappy Boy. Admission $25 main stand, $20 bleachers. The grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. Get into the game.
All right, folks, you got to get into the game. And what we have for you right now is the National Report.
Grenada charting the course for a more effective response post-natural disasters. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, March 27th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada is charting the course to correct errors of the past in damage assessment and needs analysis following natural disasters. Representatives of the private and public sectors were engaged on Wednesday in a planning workshop geared towards putting strategies in place for effective response. The government of Grenada is collaborating with the United States government through USAID to provide support and funding. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Stephen Fram stressed the importance of analysis.
Analysis of how best to respond immediately following a natural disaster. So in this group, there are people from the utilities sector, from the tourism sector, from government, from telecommunications sector. So all of these different sectors that are so important to responding after a disaster are here today to talk and plan and prepare and think through what it is that they need to accomplish, what they need to have in place, what structures they need after a disaster happens.
Minister with responsibility for disaster management, Dr. the Honorable Senator Winston Garwe, says Grenada must learn from its own experiences and most recently those of its neighbors. He said more emphasis must be placed on resilience and speedy recovery.
This means that the government and all stakeholders should be particularly concerned as to how quickly we bounce back after any impact and to be able to serve our constituents with the required services needed. The onus, therefore, is on us, government and stakeholders, to build resilience in our country, our businesses, and our people. This requires significant investment in strengthening our infrastructure, developing new policy frameworks, and developing the capacity of our people.
The Disaster Analysis and Assessment Workshop aims to correct the errors of the past. That's according to Acting Coordinator of NADMA, Sylvan McIntyre. He said too many mistakes were made in 2004 and 2005 when Hurricanes Emily and Ivan struck the island.
All sectors, according to the national plan, who has a responsibility for the data process, to have come together, set out, do the assessment, compile the information together, identify the extent of the damage, areas damaged, what were damaged in categories, put a rough cost to that damage. Statistics, Ministry of Finance, according to our national plan, is supposed to be provided with that information for all of the sectors involved, and therefore would give a preliminary estimate as to cost of damage within a 48-hour period that should have been done. And thereafter, a thorough assessment had to have been conducted and create a macro estimate as to what has happened in Grenada.
Multi-destination tourism and collaborative marketing initiatives for niche tourism. These two elements, according to OECS Director General Dr. Didicus Jules, are key to tackling the subject of slow tourism growth in the OECS. With only 2% growth per annum, the OECS is said to be falling behind Latin America and the Caribbean. Addressing the virtual media launch and public consultation of the OECS draft strategy on Tuesday, Dr. Didicus Jules said OECS member states need to find creative ways to package and offer attractions that will lure tourists to their destinations.
Across the OECS, there are a number of unique products being developed by innovative young people having to do with adventure tourism, such as hiking. In St. Lucia, for example, at the Go Piton, you have a hiking trail that has been cut, and the community at the base of the Go Piton has now taken a sort of have a sense of ownership of the management of that site. So they're now looking at more value-added stuff like creation of souvenirs, doing social media photographs and so on around the visits and the hike to the pitons. So using the natural resource in the community, together with things like creation of local juices and health drinks and so on for persons climbing. So in expanding community participation in tourism is vital. And this is one of the areas that we want to put a lot of emphasis on, because the opportunities for community involvement in tourism are many. It spans a range of opportunities from entertainment, culture, food, events. So these are areas that we want to develop.
On the subject of transportation, the OECS Director General says they are acutely aware that resolving this issue is key to growing competitiveness in the region. The Caribbean Development Bank has published a study on the challenges of transportation in the region, which pointed out that while air travel into the region has significantly increased, there has been a significant fallback in intra-regional travel. A main reason for this, the cost of intra-regional travel, reliability and scheduling.
We've been, in the past few months, been working closely with the World Bank, the UN, ECLAC, UNDP, and a number of other entities, CBP, as a working group looking at the question of sea transportation, a ferry, expansion of ferry services across the OECS to make inter-island travel, not just of people but goods, more facilitate that much in a much more cost-effective manner.
The OECS development strategy outlines key strategies that will be pursued by the member states of the Eastern Caribbean Economic Union over the 10-year period ending 2028. The strategies are developed around three mutually reinforcing pillars: generating economic growth, promoting human and social well-being, and sustainable use of natural endowments. It seeks to target growth of between 3 and 5% and reduce unemployment in OECS member countries by about 25% over the life of the strategy. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
After 4 weeks of preliminary qualifiers, after 4 zonal meets, it all comes down to this one incredible day of exciting track and field action. Come on! It's the National Secondary School Games Grand Finals. The Eastern, Western, Northern, and Southern zones will face off. Randy James Athletic Stadium, Friday, April 5th from 10 a.m. Excitement, tension, drama. The athletes will throw further, jump higher, and run faster. And inspirational halftime performances from Dash, Vaughn, and Mr. Killer. Witness poetry in motion, the fluidity of form and class. National Secondary School Games, the championship. Come feel the rhythm of the games.
Welcome back. Grenada has reiterated its support within CARICOM for dialogue on the ongoing political and economic crisis in Venezuela. A delegation of foreign ministers from CARICOM met recently with Venezuela's opposition leader, Juan Guaido, via video conference as part of continued efforts by CARICOM to facilitate a peaceful resolution to the crisis. Following the meeting, CARICOM issued a statement saying, and I quote, "CARICOM foreign ministers acknowledged the meeting as a significant initial step in a series of potential engagements that should unfold by agreed mechanisms within the framework of the Constitution of Venezuela and the rule of law." The meeting provided a greater understanding of Mr. Guaido's views and perspectives on how to move forward in search for peaceful solutions, as well as his willingness to take part in meaningful discussions, unquote. During the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Foreign Minister Honorable Peter David says CARICOM has an interest in the outcome in Venezuela.
That the future stability of Venezuela is in the interest of CARICOM, and that while we understand that there are difficulties within Venezuela, CARICOM's position remains that these matters should be resolved by the Venezuelan people coming together. And we offer our good offices through the Montevideo mechanism to broker a dialogue. And we hope that the meeting in Barbados on Saturday between the foreign ministers with the chair of CARICOM present, the foreign minister of the chair of CARICOM present, can go some way to assisting in brokering that deal.
Finally, the Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts says it is committed to the further development of local athletes in all disciplines. The commitment came during the presentation of sporting equipment donated by former ambassador to China, Mr. Dennis Antwine, to the Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts. Sports Minister Senator Norland Cox used the opportunity to talk about some of the plans in store to ensure sportsmen and women are provided with the opportunities they need to be able to compete at all levels.
We are working to ensure that our facilities continue to improve. We have currently here, we are in our athletic stadium. We are working towards establishing an aquatic center for our swimmers. We are working towards establishing an indoor facility for basketball, netball, and other indoor sporting events.
Mr. Keda Vento spoke on behalf of Mr. Dennis Antwine. She relayed his desire to continue to support the country's sportsmen and women.
Last January, members of the GLLA, the Grenada Leadership and Learning Academy, made contact with the Embassy of Grenada in China, informing us about communication with one of Grenada's listed honorary councils in Asia. GLLA is a non-profit organization based in Grenada. Today, I am pleased to acknowledge the generous and timely in-kind donation made by the Honorary Council that will benefit the Ministry of Sports, its facilities, and sporting activities in Grenada.
That story just ended the National Report for today, Wednesday, March 27th. Recapping the top story. Grenada charting the course for a more effective response post-natural disasters. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
From the beginning of time, water has been an ever-present part of our lives. Be it solid, liquid, or gas, this ever-changing, life-sustaining force hydrates, nourishes, connects, and each day, humans must consume quality water to survive because we are water. Hidden within the lush vegetation of the Grenadian rainforest, a natural spring rose from the rock on the Ebenezer estate in St. Patrick. 25 years ago, Dr. Ethelston Filbert Friday, a scholar, surgeon, and son of the soil, stumbled upon this pure spring gushing from the side of a steep embankment. With a small, dedicated team, he scaled the tropical hills, and here, with grit and resilience, they captured and bottled purity. Refreshing, natural, pure. He saw no other choice but to share this resource, to supply the best of Grenada to the rest of Grenada. His vision flowed through the community of Mount Druill, carrying with it mothers, brothers, sisters, and sons. With the mind to employ at least one person per household, Dr. Friday established the first locally owned treatment facility, Glenelg. For the families of Mount Druill, this wasn't just bottled water. It was the chance to provide for, to transform and improve their present and their future lives. It was employment, education, empowerment. Every bottle captured the best of the breathtaking mountains, the refreshing spring, the company, the community, the people, the vision, quality, credible, water. His commitment then is our commitment now. Water you can trust. For 25 years, Glenelg has stayed true to this ideal. We've spent years repeatedly investing in safety and purity controls to ensure that Glenelg remains the highest quality water on the island. We've continuously refined our bottling and distribution process, automated our bottling line, and maintained rigorous daily testing to ensure that every bottle you drink is not only free from contaminants, but is equal to and surpasses international standards. A clean choice for a healthier, happier lifestyle, then, now, and in the future. What began at a remote community in St. Patrick has grown to touch communities, events, and lives across Grenada. From Carifta and Spice Mass to health walks and fundraisers, we are proud partners of companies, big and small, of schools, non-profits, and households. We are happy to have grown into a brand you can trust, to stand beside you while you prepare for work, study, or life. We look forward to the next 25 years as water changes shape, form, and state. So too will we change and grow to meet the demands of our local and regional market. But our commitment to community, quality, and credibility remains the same. Just pure, premium water. The highest quality water for a healthy, hydrated life. Because we, Glenelg, are water.
Yes, celebrating 25 years, Glenelg. The weather is now next, actually 25 degrees Celsius is predicted to be the low for tonight, 26 currently. Precipitation 0%, humidity 79%, wind 31 kilometers per hour. And that is your generic weather for tonight. All right, guys, we want to say thank you to everyone who viewed tonight's program. I appreciate you being on all the time. Of course, we have run out of time, but to all the regular viewers, thumbs up to you for at least being so committed to the program. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you for watching again. We have to run. Thanks, Shireen, for helping balancing off the time tonight, and always everyone else. Have a pleasant night, and we have a lot to tell you about tomorrow, God's willing. We have to run. I'm sorry. Folks, we got to say big up to the people on WPG10 and those of you on YouTube as well. Facebook, big up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, ja. No. Good night, everyone.